What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Total Human Optimization Honor Podcast. We're here with the one and only Donald Cowboy motherfucking Cerrone. What's up, man?
El Vaquero. I'm chilling.
You chilling?
Yeah, having fun.
Got to spend some time here at the facility. It's been
Loving
good to
it.
hang.
Facility, lake, facility. Spent a good couple days. Good
Yeah, it ain't
24
bad.
hours.
It ain't bad. So we got a chance to communicate a bit more before your last fight with an unlucky fellow named Patrick Cote.
Patrick Cote.
Poor chap. And we got you on some different stuff. Started communicating and made it official and had you out here. But fucking looked as sharp as ever in that last fight, man. I mean, that was some skillful execution, I must say.
And I felt probably the best I've ever felt. I literally took 2 weeks off. Followed the regiment you gave me. I mean, for people who are out there, I drink Budweiser and fruit roll-ups, man. Like literally, I mean that sums it up.
I tried to tell you not to eat the fruit roll-ups, and you basically were like, "Fuck off! I'll take your supplements, but you're not taking my fruit roll-ups from me, motherfucker."
Yeah, so the sleep packs really the night pack. Is that, what's that called?
You got the I had you on the TPC night packs.
Fuck, I slept great, man. Felt so good, refreshed. And I'm not just up here pumping it up just because I'm part of it. You know, I told you that before. I said I really feel a benefit. I sleep good, sleep great, to be honest with you. But like I said, I took 2 fucking weeks off. And I literally went to the lake and hung out. And then I went to Ottawa and still hung out. Me and my buddy Mikey went out every single night. I actually was out at a country bar Friday night before the fight, and all the UFC staff and people come in. I was like, oh, great. This is not going to look good. So, and, I mean, I don't know. There's maybe a secret to the madness. I have no idea, but I'm just happy.
It's interesting because one of my best friends and one of the founding members on it was Bodie Miller, the Olympic skier.
Right.
And I watched him compete at the highest level, downhill skiing, 85 miles an hour, like risking death. And I would be partying with him till 4 or 5 in the morning. At the start of our friendship, it would be like midnight, and I'd be like, "Hey man,
maybe you should
wanna, go home." And he would look me right in the eye and order a shot and just slowly drink a shot to like train me not to fuck with him.
Yeah.
So eventually after that, I was like, every time I ask him, maybe you should go home, he's just gonna drink more. So I was like, fuck it, we'll go balls to the wall. And I literally took him, like walked him back to his place at like 5 in the morning, and with some smoke show. He was single, man, so I can say this. With some smoke show, and he shows up starting gate 8:30 a.m. You know, they start playing fucking Bad to the Bone or whatever the thing, because it's, you know, and he just rips it, gets the gold at Beaver Creek. And I was like, all right. And that's how he works. And since, you know, the more tame Bodie, when he tries to like, keep it quiet and do what you're supposed to do, he races like shit.
But why is it what you're supposed to do? Because society says is what you're supposed to do?
Yeah. That was his point. It's like he had 2 points. One was, look, I'm not going to spend all of the best years of my life just being a nerd and sitting in my room.
That is exactly how I feel. Everybody asks me, like, I say, I feel like I'm retired right now. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to live my retirement now when I can. Yeah. And then I'll get a, you know, Home Depot greeter job.
Yeah, so you gotta. I mean, for him, he had to live always and always enjoy what he's doing, and there was also some key to his mindset. You know, whatever. Maybe there's some small physical sacrifice, but both skiing and fighting is a hugely mental game,
dude.
And if you get your head right, you got most of the battle won. Doesn't matter how good your body feels if your head's fucked.
Yeah, because I mean, when we're training, I would say, not only me but everybody, it's going to be 80-85% physical, you know, 15 or 10% mental, right? Mm-hmm. When we come into fight camp, it switches dramatically. Now you're talking 90% mental.
Yeah.
There's no physical left. Like, you're just going through the motions, hit pads a little bit, you know, so it's all mental. So you have to be so, and these guys are like, you're going to go out and fucking blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but you're going to sit in your room until 3 a.m. and watch fucking TV.
And obsess about it.
So why can't I go to the strip club and watch fucking cakes bouncing? What the hell's the difference?
Yeah.
You know? God damn. So I mean, I don't understand it, man. And people, it's funny. You just hear people tell me how wild I live and crazy. And to me, it keeps me sane, man. I fucking love, oh, you're going to get hurt. You like barefoot skiing. We're telling Dana. You know, like, well, fucking tell him. You want me to send the video to him? You know, like he's gonna tell me to stop? No, I've never pulled out a fight. I fought hurt, short notice. You know, I'm there, and I don't know. I just
The funny thing is what's crazy and so hypocritical about the thing is when you're winning, nobody gives you shit. Nobody gives you shit, right? But when it's when you lose that you get shit. Like, so for Bodie, another example is in the Torino Olympics, he was like poster boy on time. He was supposed to win a bunch of golds. He did exactly what Bodie does, which is go out, party, bang Italian broads, like do what he normally does. And he crashed a bunch, which is also what he normally does. Like he either wins or he crashes. It's not like out of the ordinary. But after that, everybody correlated him partying and hanging with girls, and they had some picture of him flipping the camera off at the fucking bar, and they correlated that to him not caring and not trying. Mm-hmm. So he started getting like death threats from random people, like, you're a piece of shit, you've let America down, blah, blah, blah. He had the worst approval rating of any athlete, even worse than after OJ killed his wife. Like, more people loved OJ than after he killed his wife than Bodie when he did that. And when he was just really doing the same thing he was doing all along. Yeah. And that's the same with you. You go out there, you win, everybody's like, oh, cool. It's, it's part of his preparation. But then you lose and everybody fucking turns on you.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Turns on you, yells at you, screams, tell you. I post pictures. See, that's the thing I hate. I know people want to see pictures of training. It's so lame. I fucking hate it. I don't even like to do it. So I post pictures of me fucking having a good time, and everyone, all my comments are always like, you should be in the gym training. You're right, motherfucker. I should train 24 hours a day. That's what I should do.
Right.
God forbid I showed when I took a break today and went out and wakeboarded a little bit. God for fucking bid I don't know. It's crazy.
It's
people
wild.
Who have the power to fucking punch buttons on a iPhone or Android and talk shit behind a phone. I wish you had to have your profile had to have everything. I just show people's fucking doors. Well, cocksucker 87. It says here, I just show up and start punching people in their mouths.
If there's a real cocksucker 87, we're not talking about you. Just to clarify, you might be a cool dude, cocksucker 87, if that's you. Yeah. So what is some of your? Because I remember when I first launched on it, that was the first time I experienced like people really hating me for no reason.
Yeah.
Right. Like going out of their way to hate me for no reason. And some of them had, their reasons or whatever. I wouldn't say that I'm unhateable, but it was an interesting time because I called Bodie. Thanks, Donald. I called Bodie and I asked him what his strategy was for dealing with it. And he was basically saying, like, you can't listen to the people who are pumping your tires and telling you like that was incredible. And you can't listen to the people wwho are detracting from you because neither one of them know. Only you know what you're doing. And is that kind of your strategy, or is there any other way?
It hurt. They hurt. It hurts, right? It hurts, man. So I don't even really read them anymore. But it sucks, man. You see people on there like, Khabib's the best in the world. Fuck Khabib. That's what I want to say back to you motherfuckers. Fucking pussy. So, but
so you still get riled up sometimes,
bro. I get riled up. Like, I get riled up and post my address. Like, if you are that badass, I live at 6 Coleman Lane, Edgewood, New Mexico. Come on. Knock on my fucking door. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's my real address too. So, but that's how I feel. Like, go ahead. If you're that hard, come fucking make my day. Yeah. Oh man. So, but also posting my address. I've had people just show up over there. So
that reminds me of something randomly I heard. I actually heard it from Will. He was out hanging with you in LA, and some dude randomly started talking shit to you on Sunset and trying to like call you out, calling you gay or saying something like that, trying to start a fight with you. Are you one of those people that just randomly attracts that? Are you like the fire that attracts moths?
Yeah. I have a big fuck with me smile. So,
but that's really weird though. That doesn't make a lot of sense because why? I mean, it doesn't make sense why that's happening. But it seems like, I've heard a couple of stories. It seems like people try to fuck with you.
Oh, all the time. Literally. Well, and it's because I have such a probably the shortest wick. Not that kind of wick, but Cowboys with shorter barrels need to stand a little closer to the commode, right? No. So I get angry so fast, right? It fucking Drives me
And
nuts.
you think people can sense that?
They
and then you
must,
do it?
because it doesn't take much. It does not. And over my years, I've learned to control the rage. But back when I was 18 to 21, oh man, even in high school, we'd fight for nothing.
Yeah.
Just for nothing.
So is this like cowboy, like country fighting? Because out here in Texas, you know, like people have a bonfire and then people just drink and then fight. Or are you talking like, was that kind of the situation? Am I envisioning it correctly?
Well, it's funny because I moved from Colorado Springs up to Denver and kind of met a new group of friends. And they'd all talk about how much they fight all the time. Then they started going out with me, and we'd fight all the time. Like, holy fuck, you really do fight all the time. Like, there'd be times we'd go to the bar on a Friday or Saturday night. We'd fight on our way, and then if we didn't get any girls, we'd definitely fight afterwards. Because
each other?
No,
or,
hell no. Just
random.
Random. It doesn't take much when people are drinking. If you're looking for trouble, you can find it.
Yeah.
No, fucking easy. We could go down the street and find trouble. So someone says to you, you're like, what, motherfucker? And then on and popping. So, yeah, there'd be weekends. I bet.
So what do you think? What do you think your street fight record is? If you had to just take a wild guess, what your amateur street fighting record
I don't
is? Going way back.
Are we talking wins and losses?
We're going to middle school. Yeah, going all the way back to middle school. Lifetime street fight.
Over
W and L record.
I don't know if definitely. I'd like to say I won them all, man.
You definitely didn't win them all. At some point, you got your ass kicked by somebody.
I got my ass kicked. So all through high school, I was 112 pounds, little tiny. It was my super senior year that I fucking finally grew. For you who don't know, super senior year,
5-year plan?
Yeah, that's when you come back to high school because you got expelled the first year for fighting. So I was tiny, so I would just get beat down, but I had like this Homer Simpson head. They could never finish me, so I'd just keep coming and coming. And they'd finally get tired of whipping my ass, and then I'd be like, my turn, motherfucker. And I was like a biter and a poker and a fucking everything, right? So I'd come at you, but I was always fair. I never would like jump anybody, and if I hit you and you fell down, I'd let you get back up. So I alwaed allow that.
Had that code of honor.
But I never got that back to me. If someone floored me and I was on the ground, I was getting mopped up, mopped up bad.
How many fighters? You know, obviously you know a ton of them. How many fighters do you think have that similar story?
No,
where
there's not anymore. So the age of us fighters is dying. Now it's athletes trying to become fighters instead of fighters trying to become an athlete. Like I feel like I'm, so like we have a couple guys, Phil Haas, you guys sponsor him. He's a black dude, big old fucking rib. I mean, if you were going to make a mold of a superhero, he'd be, I mean, the motherfucker is just ripped to the gill, and he's never been. So I talk about that I got punched in the face at Whole Foods, that story, blah, blah, blah. Phil was there, big old jack black dude. And he's never been in a street fight in his whole life, ever. Never, ever, ever. So, and I'm like, how do you know, how much you know about yourself if you've never been put in that situation? Like, you need to know when there's 6 dudes and it's just you fucking trying to bear down, motherfuckers, you all gonna be sorry. So that's my mentality, like.
Right.
So I don't know anymore how many fighters there are left, like the dying, like the Leonard Garcias that just go out there and swing, that want to stand and throw down,
there's been we've had some of those moments recently that you see in the UFC. Like I think Max Holloway's last fight, where they just kind of point to the ground.
Come on.
And it's like, come on. And it's one of the most endearing things that you can see.
I love Max. He's like a scrappy Hawaiian gangster motherfucker, right? Like I'm sure Max has seen his street cred for sure.
Oh, no doubt.
No doubt.
Those Hawaiians,
no doubt.
They have that in them for sure. But you obviously have that background, but you've also evolved to be smart. I mean, that Patrick Cote fight, one of the first things you did, as soon as he overextended, you shot in and took him down. I think double leg, but you shot in, took him down, and that took away that big overhand.
I think I just closed my eyes and that just happened. So
you're lying. You're fucking lying. You definitely game plan that.
No, I don't have a game plan.
That's not true.
I promise you.
You're with one of the best game planners in the world. You have to talk about that.
Do you want to call Greg Jackson right now and say, Greg, what was our game plan? And he'll say, your game plan, Cowboy, was to fucking go out there and open up, get going. That was it. I never have. He just says, go out there and fucking get tired. Greg and I just talked about it.
Well, it was a perfect game plan.
Yeah, so I've never, and he is mastermind game plan guy of the world, right? But him and I have never had a game plan for a fight. Mm-hmm. Because I'm such
Well, you must just trust your instincts then.
That's what it was. It was all instincts. Like I said, I literally closed my eyes and Then I ended up on top of him. And then I opened my eyes and I won the fight. It's like, what the fuck just happened? No.
Well, and then you listen to the commentary though, and then Brian stands giving you all this credit. And
fuck Brian, you motherfucker! I was in the back locker room watching the TV, and Brian's like, "Ooh, Cote," and I was like, "This motherfucker's my friend." So then I had to give him shit after I texted him immediately, like, "Yeah, you motherfucker."
Yeah, he called you sensitive.
Yeah.
Yeah, but well, I mean, it seemed like the perfect game plan. But I guess
I didn't hear the commentary because I had a front row ticket, so I didn't.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the idea was basically you came out to do that, to take away his power shot, get him more tentative, and then you could start working.
I had no plan
everything.
on taking him down. Zero. It just happened. Literally, he swung big. It was right there. Boom, took him down. Right. So
yeah.
It wasn't like a game plan or anything that we had rehearsed or anything. So just.
It's just in the flow, man.
In the flow, man. And I was one of the fights that I was in the flow, in the zone. Felt good, yeah. And then I had my best friend Mikey with me, who's always at every one of my fights, and he got a corner me this fight, and Patrick's guys, so they lined up in the hallway, and he was down the other end, and I was right there. And Patrick's walking, doing the lion walk. Why is that, you think? Do you fucking pace and look at each other like a fucking caged animal?
I think it seems to me that you can tell when it's real and when it's not real anymore. Like a classic example for me is Rampage.
Yeah.
There was a time when Rampage was on all of his Japanese supplements and fighting in Pride when he would throw it. Definitely not USADA. USADA was kept locked out of the building for those days. But you watched him throw his hands down and throw his mouth in the air, and he was howling like a wolf, and he fucking meant it.
Right.
But then it became part of his shtick.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he would go out there and he would howl and he'd be like, "Yeah, you're doing the same thing, but you don't mean it."
Right.
And I think it's the same with any of these things, like the lion walk. Like some people have that and it's real, and you go, "Okay, he's for real." But other times they think in their head, "Oh, I better do the lion walk because I did it before, and I got to act tough." And as soon as you're doing that, you're putting on a show. I think you're fucked.
So he's back to him doing the lion walk, and then his dudes start popping off of their fucking mouth. And so my buddy Mikey is like, "What's up, mother?" Like he wild, right? He's like 105 pounds soaking wet, a little fucking firecracker ginger, and that's one of my buddies. So back to another story. Him and I. This is how I met my buddy Mikey. We were at a Coors brewery. Owns a bunch of lands. They have the caretakers for it all. So they throw these massive fucking like farm parties. Out of that, big ass fight breaks out. It's Mikey and our other friend Josh DeWhite, and they're in there getting jumped, and I'm there with supposedly their friends. I just moved into town, and I'm like, "Hey man, that's your guys' friend. Y'all gonna help him?" And they were like, "Ooh, they did the." So I was like, "Fuck it," and I went in there and stood back to back and fought with those guys, and I never met them before. And after we got our asses completely beaten, he was like, "Hey man, who are you?" And I was like, "My name's fucking Cowboy, bro. Like, I'm gonna be your friend." And that was kind of, we've been best friends ever since.
That's about as good a friend story as you can get,
right? I mean, so I guess I earned his trust right away. But so, anyways, back to the Cote. So Mikey's like, "What's up, motherfucker?" And starts like getting hyped, like for real, like about to go fuck his coaches up, and that instantly put me in fucking like, I got this motherfucker, right?
Yeah.
Mikey, I got this, right? So and that was always us growing up. I would always help Mikey. Like, people would fight with Mikey because he was so small, and I'd be like, "I got this, Mikey." So my favorite thing to do would be, people would talk shit at the bar, and they'd run their mouth, fucking get all big and bowy at the bar, right, with me and my friends. Well, I would never step up and say anything. I would just calmly go and put my jacket on and sit back. As soon as those fucking cocksuckers got kicked out or they left, I would just follow them. I'd follow them until they went to their car, or I'd follow them until they went down an alley, and then I would just fucking unleash hell on them. Usually me and like 2 or 3 of them, however many there were. I wouldn't even tell my boys. I wouldn't even let any of them know that I was going to do it. It was just a sickness in my brain that I'm going to fuck you up now. You want to talk shit to my friends? So I'd just follow them, and they'd be go to get in their car, I'd be like, "Hey, motherfucker," bah! And just start, just go. There wouldn't be any, wherein I just start fighting them. Take
Yeah.
my favorite, just go down the alley. And if you can take them down the alley, you can do pretty much whatever you want. So,
You know,
20th and Market, man. It was in downtown Colorado, right? So we used to call it Death Row because that's where all the Lodo downtown would let out. And 20th, we used to park over there. And everyone would just come out of the bar, so we'd call it Death Row, man. We'd have to walk through it to get to our car. And every fucking night, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we'd be fighting.
That's wild. But there's a certain honesty to that keeps, like, I think keeps people in check. And I think when fighting is completely removed from the situation, you get really weird results.
Yeah.
You get people who have no sense of consequences of what might happen or might not happen. You know, and it's a very odd thing when you run into somebody like that. It's like, you're just, your animal instincts are removed.
Completely
and
removed.
You're completely not aware of when you're in the presence of a human that will pound the shit out of you.
I think, just like you said, that's in our blood, man. So there needs to be mutual combat. It has to. We can't. Society is so quick to call 911. Who the fuck does 911 do? Anyways, never dialed it my whole life. Never will. And
Yeah.
I think if you and I have a problem, especially road rage, oh my God, there needs to be a road rage ass whipping clause that you can. This motherfucker wants to flip me off, talk shit to his motherfucking window. So then I pull over, and then he don't want to get off the car. Nah, bitch, we gonna, you know what I'm saying?
So they have like a special section.
Yeah,
like road rage 1 mile.
Yeah, road
You
rage.
just,
yeah,
you just get off.
It's like a rest area.
It's like
yeah.
a sanctioned area.
And they're just fucking. You should be allowed to get off and fight. There'll be a lot less people honking their horn and getting tough.
There was for
you got your ass
all
kicked every
of
time.
human history, there was dueling, and then there was fighting, and then all of a sudden, dueling is sketchy because
does your Tesla
then
even
you
have a horn? Do you have a
shoot
horn
each
in that
other.
thing?
What,
A horn? Meep, meep, meep. I fucking hate
some
horns,
kind,
right?
yeah.
So if someone honks, you don't lose your fucking mind. Instant fire out of my ears. I want to get out and fucking just rip the steering wheel off. So I'm immediately on 10. Immediately on 10. So I'm rolling on a fucking mother. And then all I have to do is say one thing back to me, and then we're fighting. And that I'm trying to control myself nowadays because I can't just get off and beat the old lady flipping me off. Right? So
That's hilarious.
So mutual combat. It needs to be. We need to have it.
It's just weird that the government steps in when two grown men decide to fight each other. I get it. If one person's fighting, then one person whips out a fucking baseball bat or a gun, or like when they make it uneven or someone gets jumped.
That's because
then
there's too
when
many cowards.
That's when the law steps in. But like if two people want to just fight each other, it's fucking all good. If the story is like, yeah, these two dudes were talking shit and they fought each other, then the cops should be like, okay, cool,
It should
thanks.
be, the word mutual combat should be like, what's up? What's up? You're good?
We agree? Cool.
We agree. It's fucking scrap. The problem is everyone wants to do wolf shit until it's time to be a wolf. They fucking. So what I mean by that is they don't have a backbone. All they got is a fucking wishbone, right? So when it comes time to really.
Is that like one of your sayings? Is that like a shirt? You should make a shirt.
I'm just saying, everyone wants to be tough until it's time. Then all of a sudden they have no backbone to fucking stand up and be tough. They just have, oh shit, I better call 911. I better fucking figure something out, and.
That's a funny thing for people who've never been in a fight, because I think it's like one of those boxes that you have to check as a man. Because
have to.
I spent a lot of my life before I got in my first street fight. Like I just didn't grow up in those neighborhoods. I wouldn't back down, but they just kind of fizzled. I'm also very good at like diffusing a situation, and I always had enough training and confidence that confidence generally will diffuse a lot. But there was something fucked up in my brain and my heart because I'd never gotten into a fight. So I started training. I was going to take an MMA fight. I was like, fuck it. If the fight's not going to happen, I'm going to do it. And then right in the middle, I've told this story before, so I won't tell it again. But right in the middle of me training, some 4 dudes, one of them throws my girl face first into a car window, and I had to fight. Right? Yeah. The only time I blacked out in my life, just pure rage blackout. And then afterwards, fought all these guys and still stayed standing on my feet. And I was like, okay. And I could like relax and be like, I know what'll happen if someone tries to fuck me up and fuck my girl up. But before then, it was a little bit weird. Like, it's almost like it feels like a necessary step in our evolution to understand how we'll respond
like becoming
in that
from
situation.
A kid to a man. Like you have to experience that, right? You have to know. I think I'm with you, man. We should just, right in 8th grade, you just have to go fucking learn how to fight. To move into high school, you have to at least have one street fight on your resume.
Oh man, but times are different now. That's like as we evolve, that's going to become less and less and less prevalent.
Time
and
is
shit's
way,
gonna get,
way
shit's gonna
different.
Get weird.
Back in the day, I could just fucking say, I shot and killed you because he disrespected me. We had a duel. I fucking shot and killed him. And then you say, hey, Cooter, he disrespected me, right? And he goes, uh-huh, and then you're fucking off.
Right.
That was it.
And that wasn't that long. That was like 1860s, 1880s. People just fucking pulling their guns out and shooting each other. And that's not what we're asking for. We're just asking for mutual combat with your fists.
Mutual combat with your fists.
Come on, government.
Get
it together.
Right, you have the right to bear arms. You can carry a concealed weapon. We're not asking you to pull your gun. We're just saying, hey, set your gun down.
Yep.
We'll both set our gun down.
Yep.
And then throw the fuck down.
Yeah.
And if you have to, maybe even make it where you call that 911 will be the new mutual combat number. 911. Yeah, we're over here.
Make it like make it like 811.
811. We're over here.
And it's just all
in between exit 13 and fucking who knows. We're pulled off the side of the road. I'm not gonna fuck this dude up till you get here. So the cop shows up, and he's now the referee.
He's Big John.
He's Big John. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Yes.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? 811.
811.
That's what we need.
And you have to keep it like you have to agree to rules.
Just lion walking until
lion walking until
811.
He's on his way. And he comes in hot with the fucking cherries running. Woo, power slide, gets off. Fucking says, what's your rules of engagement? You say, well, I don't really comfortable with getting kicked in the face. So he's like, all right, no kicks into the face. And I'm going to say, well, I like to bite this motherfucker. And then you're going to be like, but I don't want to get bit. So we're going to say, okay, you can only claw. So then we're going to make some rules. And are you ready? Are you ready? And he's going to take his gun out and fucking shoot it like a fucking start gun. And we're off. We're capping.
Man. That's the world we want, right,
God
Donald?
damn it.
God damn it. 811 installed.
811. Here we come. That's it, man. To protect and serve. That would be the serve part.
And they just roll in pickup trucks only. That's the 811 vehicle.
811,
They're half drunk.
And maybe 811 has a medic team in case you get cut. They can stitch you up.
Yep.
Free healthcare. There's Obamacare. Pay for that.
Yeah.
And
you're all good.
God, this is
it. Be a better world.
Fuck, it would.
A better world.
No, you wouldn't get. People wouldn't act that tough. That would be no. If all of a sudden you're like,
Level.
mutual combat, and they're like, well, I'm just kidding. I didn't mean that. Didn't mean it. You were so right. Right?
Yeah. As soon as that 811 got whipped out, people were like, oh well, you see, I really was just joking.
Yeah.
I got this appointment.
811. Cop comes, brings a gurney, stitches.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Whatever, breaking leg. Whatever.
Yeah. Whatever. I like it.
I love it. Call Obama.
Well, you got his number?
No, I didn't.
That'd be
It's
hilarious if
on
you
the
did. Yeah, I was on the
phone.
phone. All right, so Rick's story. You got him
Rick's
coming up.
story, yeah.
That seems a little bit similar fight to Cote. Is he kind of like? Is that? He seems like kind of like a similar,
So here we go back to
well-rounded,
my
like
same
veteran guy.
routine. I have no idea. I've never seen him fight.
You never seen him fight?
I take that back. I seen a third round of him and Saffordine.
Tarek Saffordine.
Seen the last round of that. Little bit of it on TV. So
Well, coming in with no plan, you don't really need to watch too many people fight that much.
yeah, if you just go in there fucking
Trust
with
the
the mutual,
instincts.
trust the instinct, the mutual combat. Fuck, here we go.
So what's your plan now? You're in 170.
Mm-hmm.
You're beating people's ass, making money. It's what you like to do. Is that just kind of like you just kind of comfortable and feeling pretty good just doing that for now? Or are you trying to you looking at Wonder Boy and you looking at some of these people? I mean, I think Wonder Boy is going to beat up Robbie Lawler. Most likely is my prediction.
Right.
And so that's going to happen. And then let's say, you beat up Rick Story, and then are you going to start looking like, all right, Wonder Boy? Like
That's kind of how the direction will go, but I'm not. It's funny. I don't like winning the UFC gold to me. It's not like you hear these people, that's my dream. I'm a fucking fighter. I want to be the best in the world. I don't even care about that shit, man. I don't wake up every morning and dream of being a champion. I probably should. Maybe I should get my fucking priorities right. But I just, I just want to kick ass, man. I love it. I love the journey and the fucking ride, man. Like right here, coming out here this weekend, doing all this. I get to do this because I fucking fight. Like how cool is that, right? So this is like part of the journey that I go out, went barefoot skiing this morning. Fucking love every second of it, and love the fight, love the walkout, the emotional roller coaster, scariest fucking feeling in your life, man. And I don't know. So
Yeah, it seems like you enjoy it, and that's, I think, an important thing, because if you're all you're doing is focused on that belt,
Yeah.
and then your whole happiness depends on whether you get it or you don't, and even when you get it, it's going to be a letdown,
Yeah.
And I think that's something that a lot of people don't get. There is no destination. There's just the journey, and if you're not enjoying the journey,
enjoy the journey, man.
Yeah.
So I try to preach all these new guys who come out to the ranch and train with me, man. Like, they're so like closed-minded, and all they want to do is fucking eat, drink, and sleep fighting, man. Right? And they don't take any days off. You see them training 5-6 times. Their bodies are just beat up. I'm like, look, man, let's go to the lake. Oh, I can't. I got to fight in 6 weeks. Can't go to the lake. Oh, because one day at the lake's going to fucking ruin you?
Yeah.
Oh, he's training. He's training. I can't take a day off. Well, who gives a fuck what he's doing? What are you doing?
Right.
Go clear your soul out, brother.
yeah, get everything in line. Get your heart,
Yeah,
get your
it's
spirit,
all-
get your
right.
enthusiasm back. That counts for a lot.
I mean, you're like a fucking hipster, man. You can relate to all that shit. Like,
yeah.
body
No doubt,
and
man.
soul and
No doubt.
mind and
look, total human optimization. That's what on it's about. It's
Right.
not just total body optimization.
Yeah.
It's everything. It's the mindset. It's getting all of the aspects working together is truly crucial. And if going out on the lake is going
Harmony.
to help you do that, balance, exactly,
it is.
absolutely key. Well, let's talk some more shit about fighters though before we have to go.
Okay.
So, all right, Wonder Boy. Let's talk some shit. What do you think, man?
Well,
Let's say that shit's coming down.
What could I talk shit about? I hung out. I met him. I mean, he was main event. We were in the locker room together.
Yeah,
Yeah,
seems
he-
like a good dude.
He is
He's
super
a
good
sick
dude.
fighter.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't have anything. He was a cool dude. I don't have anything bad. I can't really just fabricate shit right now. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
have any.
You ever face anybody with that kind of karate style?
No, not really.
So it'd be a new kind of challenge.
Yes.
Challenge you'd look
Same
forward
meat,
to.
different gravy.
Yeah.
So, I'm just not real good at talking about fighting. You talk about anything else in the world, but fighting is just it's not real good at it. I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
Well, what about your favorite human being,
favorite?
Conor McGregor?
Conor McFucking Gregor. I don't think he's gonna be able to make 45 again. So he's gonna be
Yeah, I
stuck
think
at
that's
55%. Right? It's got to be done. It's got big.
You'd think so, but
He's fighting Diaz again. Fight's gonna go exactly the same. Now Diaz is gonna box his ass even worse because he's got a whole camp.
you think so?
Yeah.
That's the prediction for that.
Yeah. And then worst case, he'll take him down, submit him. Dude, you're not gonna learn. You're not gonna learn jiu-jitsu on that level. I mean, Diaz has been rolling. For years,
Forever.
man,
Yeah.
ever. So you're not gonna learn on that level in what do they have? 6 months?
Mm-hmm.
No way. Not a chance.
You got to fight Nate.
I fought him wrong.
Yeah.
Mad. Got pissed off at him, you know. But motherfucker, Big, I got no excuses. He showed up and whipped my motherfucking ass. I think I have a record for the most punches to the face.
No, I think actually Cain Velasquez has that record when he against Czech Congo.
So it's like, you know, he did a good job, man. Beat the shit out of me, but good old Nick Nate. I like to fight anybody, man. Like everyone asks me now, so who's next? What do you sign the dotted line, man? It's super easy.
Whatever comes.
Whatever comes, it's really easy. People.
But that Connor payday is a special.
It's not
a
though. Let's
special
talk
thing.
about that. Let's fucking clear that up for all the listeners out there that think the red panty night payday. It's not. I make $80,000 to show up, $80,000 to win. That's my pay right now. You can fucking Google it and look it up. I make 80 and 80. So if I fight Czech Congo, if I fight Anderson Silva, if I fight Conor McGregor, I make 80 and 80. That's it. I don't get any more money. So everyone's like, "Oh, the Conor fight, that's what everyone wants because you get so much money." Well, Diaz made $500,000 on that fight because they called him 10 days notice and he had some bargaining power. So he was going to say, "Yeah, sure, I'll fight him, but
So it was about he had leverage.
leverage." They
And
call Cowboy.
Same with Mendez. Mendez got paid.
That's what I'm saying.
But
Because
he had leverage.
they needed him to fill in and take the fight. They don't they call Cowboy like, "Hey, we want you to fight on UFC 200, Conor." Well, first of all, I'm going to say, okay. And second, I said okay to the Conor fight the first time, and it was Diaz, and I fucking agreed to the Conor fight for the same pay. I didn't say, "Oh, I need $500,000." Dana called me when I was changing flights from the fight I just got off in where the fuck it was, and he called me like, "Hey, would you fight Conor?" And I was like, "Absolutely." And then so Conor made the decision, Diaz over me. That had nothing to do with UFC or anything like that. So,
I mean, even though he got his ass beat, I still feel like that was a good decision.
yeah, fucking little motherfucker. But so I don't get any more money. I wish I did. I wish it was like that. Like, because then I'd be really rallying for it. Like, oh, I'd be out there. But he makes money. He's like done the best job out of anybody promoting himself.
No doubt.
Right? I mean, people believe this dude he'll live forever, I think. I honestly think people think Conor McGregor for president of the world and will live forever.
He's a compelling dude. I mean, he has that.
He's like majestic.
A little bit of that Muhammad Ali magic to him. Where
so and I'm not talking shit about the guy. I mean, he did everything. He fucking
no doubt.
Hats
I mean,
off
that
to
was that moment when he knocked out Jose Aldo that fast. That was this. It felt like there was like a ripple in the fucking universe that he created, and he created enough magic to make that happen. And then it was weird watching when he had that same thing going, and then he connected with that left hand against Nate, and Nate didn't go down. And for the very first moment, you saw that flash of doubt in his eyes.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, doubt in his eyes. Because I think he's been one of the people that has used his like self-belief to the very fullest degree of any fighter I've ever seen. And he would use that belief as a weapon to wear his opponents down.
Right.
And then, but that moment when he threw his true best and Nate, took it, and he got a little bloodied up. But as soon as Nate started doing his, come on, motherfucker, come on. Then there was that little moment of doubt. And I didn't see that. We were like right there cage side when Mendez had his head pinned to the canvas, was elbowing him in the head. Conor didn't flash that doubt for 1 second. He was still talking shit. He's like, oh, you got whatever he was saying.
Yeah.
Still talking shit, never had doubt. And then he popped up and was able to finish him off. But Nate changed that script. So this will be, I'm excited to shit for 202 because this will be interesting to see. Can Conor
because Cowboy will
adapt?
be on there.
Yep. And fucking you're on there. You got fucking Condon on there.
Condon and Maya.
Yeah.
So
it's going to be a good one.
Should be fun. I'm excited.
But the good thing for you, the whole thing is fun.
The whole thing.
The whole thing is fun.
I'll be out in Vegas 10 days before that fight, wakeboarding my ass off the whole time.
That's what's up, man.
RV life it out there. Be on the water, getting this tan, crispy for the.
I might even get you to like eat half the fruit roll-ups that you would normally eat. Maybe.
Now I'm at 170, so I walk around 176. Beer, fat and happy. So yeah, be all right.
You'll be good.
Be good.
But we're ramping up the on.
Do what?
We're ramping up the on supplements. Exposed you to a few new ones today. Got your little Alpha Brain Instant in you.
Alpha Brain.
Helped that Budweiser hangover, and etc.
God, what a loser. Who still gets hungover at 33? I thought I'm like a professional now. Not true. As much as people think I'm an alcoholic, you'd think I just have an immunity to this. Nope. Still wake up hungover.
Still got a liver. Just like everybody else.
And it's a weak-ass liver that you've seen that if you watch me fight.
We can fix that too.
There we go.
Some liver support.
That's what I need, liver support. I'm going to be dependent on these products.
That's your fear. You voiced that fear like 8 times. You're worried that we're going to give it to you and take it away. Did that happen to you at some point? Was there was there someone who gave you something delicious and then wouldn't
I think everybody is on something except for me. I believe that. Mm-hmm. Just coming through, I've seen it all, coming through all the camps, coming through the years, through the different generations.
Yeah.
And a lot of my friends have used all the gross and the fucking here and the fucking elk antler, whatever that shit is.
Yeah.
So, like, everything. And I always ask them, like, what are you going to do when you get Vanderlei on that and then you have to come off it?
Yeah.
And I never wanted
They never really have an answer for that.
They don't. They're like...
And that, I guess, really that's kind of what we wanted to fill the space of, is we wanted to create something that was sustainable. Use ingredients that come from plants that is very much like eating the best diet that you could possibly imagine. Like, food is something you never get tolerant with. Like, it's never like, oh man, I'm addicted to those fucking salads and steamed veggies and asparagus and shit. It's these nutrients that provide your body the tools for your body to do the work to be the best. And I think that's, people try to cheat the system. They try to provide end products. They try to provide the quick gains, the weight loss pill, the T booster, and this
Everybody wants the
tincture,
shortcut.
But really, what you got to do is you got to just support your body and make sure that it has everything available. Your body will constantly repair itself and direct itself to optimal performance, but you got to stock, the analogy I used to use, you got to stock Home Depot with all the raw supplies. You can't leave the shelves empty. So when it's going to look for molybdenum, which is a rare mineral that helps with alcohol detoxification, if you don't have that on the shelf, the body's looking around.
That one on the shelf.
Yeah, that's out of stock. So the body's looking around like, fuck, we're out of that. So what are we going to use? And that's why you get on something like the trace minerals and you supplement with these things so that you can build the different enzymes and tools that you need for your body to function. You get that right, the body's smart.
So smart.
Yeah.
But I feel like the body also will sustain. It tries to right itself no matter where you are. So if I drink alcohol every single day, it's gonna think that that's my right.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna think that's what normal is.
Yeah.
And
it'll adapt.
Because it's a fucking amazing thing.
It is an amazing thing. And that's why we've survived. We're the most adaptable species. We don't have big claws. We're not strong. A chimp would always fuck us up, but we're smart and we adapt. When a fucking meteor comes and hits the earth and everything's dark for 1,000 years, all the land animals die. The humans figure it out. We go fishing. We
So
live
you're a
in
Big Bang
caves.
kind of theory guy?
I mean, I think the Big Bang happened some billions of years ago.
So the Earth's not 6,000 years old?
Definitely not. Did you see that thing that Rogan posted? It was like Jesus shooing a dinosaur away.
Yeah.
And he goes, get out of here. You're ruining my story, you big brown cunt.
Yeah. It's a lot like I've seen the same one where the ark is leaving and there's two dinosaurs standing on the edge of the thing like, guess we missed that ride.
Yeah, I think the best story that I've heard for all that is from Graham Hancock and Randall Carlson. You listen to that podcast on Jerry? Super interesting, man. Talks about a meteor that struck the Earth. His new book, Magicians of the Gods, is great too. A meteor struck the Earth around 12,000 years ago. Really changed up the game, and there was potentially some more advanced human civilizations then that really just got wiped out. Ice caps got melted, water levels raised, all the civilizations on the coast then got flooded. There's all these stories of these floods.
Sure.
And then you get weird shit. But the human history is wild, but it's certainly a lot longer than 6,000 years. Sorry for you creationists out there. We love you. We love you,
but it's just
but
some of the Santa Claus stories that you guys
called,
tell.
Science.
Science is always right.
Yeah.
You get it right
until new science replaces it.
Yeah, until new science. Yeah, if 1 + 1 = 2, goddamn it does. It's right there. It's that.
Yeah.
I can prove it to you right there.
Yeah.
You cannot prove to me faith.
Yeah, exactly.
I can hand you 2 eggs, right? But you can say, well, just have faith. I'm gonna give those to you later.
It's funny, man. It's I think it's one of the things. It's tough when you have things that kind of corrupt your ability to use logic. Like any spiritual system, I'm a very spiritual guy, but any spiritual system should be able to survive, a logical rigor. Like some logician, someone who's really smart should be able to break it down. Maybe they don't agree with you. Maybe you can't prove some things, but at least logically it makes sense. It doesn't contradict a variety of things that are really proven facts, like carbon dating and dinosaur bones, and like you just can't ignore that shit.
No,
you can't. You can't.
The conspiracy dinosaur bones that we just find everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, who put those there?
Yeah.
What?
But as I said, we love you. If you love your stories, you like your blankie at night, and it's cool too. It's all good.
Helps you sleep.
It helps you sleep.
Thinks you're going to a better place.
Yeah. Whatever. We love humans. If humans need that little thing.
Actually, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Right. That's what it is. They need the.
Yeah.
The
I think
comfort.
it's a comforting
believing
thing.
in something that they're going somewhere.
That's one of the biggest fears. It's one of the biggest fears, like fear of death, fear of where you're going, and so I think we've come up with a lot of different answers and a lot of different stories, but to figure that out, and every culture has their one.
Every culture has their one.
Yeah.
And they'll swear that theirs is the one.
The silly thing is it's cool to have your story, but don't fight and kill people for your story. Like keep your story, it's cool, but don't try to be so mad and aggravated about your story that you're going to try and enforce that story on other people. Let everybody have their story. It's cool.
Yeah, like the Crusades where they just killed in the name of God for 100 years.
Yep.
What?
Yeah, seriously. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right?
So, I mean, it's unbelievable. And then they rewrite, those are old. Those are all the old things. We're gonna rewrite a New Testament. There's probably gonna be a third Testament coming out here pretty soon, just because civilization
I think the
evolving.
testaments are getting better. That's the thing. Like the way everything is evolving, it's all. I mean, we're definitely in the best time of all, but it's interesting because there's remnants of the old way. There's remnants of these.
What would be your
past
best
times.
time if you could go? I mean, now is not a right answer, so you have to give me a time.
That was not.
No, you can't say, well, I'm happy right now. You know, I got my
Yeah,
porn. I can watch my thing here. I can, you know, I'm talking like where would you like if you could, let's just say a week. You could go do a week.
Oh man, I would do a week in so many different times because.
Well, you got one. What the fuck is the one I'm talking about?
Definitely the height of the Republic in ancient Rome.
Yeah.
You know that because I was
And are
a
you like a
classical
peasant, or are you
civilization.
going to be like a
No. Who comes back as a peasant? I was at least somebody in there, general or fucking nobleman
generally
or.
friends, or maybe
I mean, emperor's a lot of pressure, but it's mad pussy for your emperor.
mad, like like crazy, right?
Yeah.
Fornication.
But people are always
king.
trying to
could
kill
just-
you and poison you
Sure.
and whatever. But so in the Republic, there weren't an emperor. So, yeah, I would say ancient Rome would be the one for me. I studied it the most.
What is that like? 13 AD.
No, like it probably 400 years AD.
Yeah.
Up to 400 years AD, up to 400 years. No, BC. 400 years BC, past AD. Like around 200, it switched over to a Christian civilization. So I would go BC, like in the 200s somewhere back in there, where we're just fighting Gauls and. You know, right at the
shit.
right at the like Game of Thrones, right at the rise. You know, when everything was kind of
The rise of the empire.
expanding.
That's
Rise
what
of the
you should be
empire.
there.
That'd
huh?
be fun, man. So many crazy times in history. I think you
So
watch
many crazy times.
You watch these movies where people were fighting hand to hand, and that was like everybody did it. You know, like
Yeah.
ancient Greece, ancient Rome.
We talked about this when I
time.
first came here, and I picked up your mace.
Yeah.
And I was like, could you imagine wielding this mace? Like, all right, Aubrey, we're going into battle, and that's what you fucking picked up? You're
Yep.
picking up the 90-pound mace to fucking go sledgehammer people? Like, how many good... And you're like, with the momentum, so you just have to fucking get this thing charged up like a fucking bio
Yeah,
bomb
totally.
and just go.
That was the idea of the Morning Star. That's why they had to keep that thing moving.
Oh my
Because you couldn't, you had to keep the Morning Star is the ball and chain.
Yeah,
it's the
sure.
big thing. And you'd have to keep that fucker moving because otherwise it would go. But what happened was armor, these are all medieval weapons. Armor got so good that, in these movies, a sword hits armor and it just cuts through. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
Try to fucking take your sword and cut through chainmail. Like,
Yeah.
not easy. That's where chinks in the armor came because you had to like find little spots. So
Yeah.
they're like, fuck it. We're not using swords anymore. We're going to find heavy shit
Crossbow.
to just knock people down.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so stink bug them on the ground so that their heavy ass armor's down there and you pull their helmet off and
Yeah.
slit their throat. But that whole mentality is like for thousands of years, hand to hand combat was the thing. And now, we got to move into 811.
Now we're 811.
now
We're
we're
back to
811.
hand to hand. Right?
Yeah, exactly. Like guns got so good and weapons got so good that you can't use them anymore.
Yeah, true that.
So it's like progress. Like I think
But what about like Civil War? Could you imagine like, all right, everyone fucking line up and take a shot?
That's the worst.
Against that line. Like,
That's unfathomable to me.
No one was like, no, I'm going to hide behind this fucking fence or under this rock and I'm going to get them when they run by me. They're just like,
Yeah.
And then the guy playing the drums, like, you don't have anything. And the guy next to you is holding a flag, a guidon drum, row of guns. And you're like, holy fuck, I'm just keeping the tempo here to the march. Like, what the fuck?
that was wild, right?
Dude.
What a weird. How would you do that? I mean, and that's how George Washington was able to defeat Great Britain because they would always line up, and he just had this rogue band of savages hiding in the woods and
like
just
you
shooting
should.
people
Yeah.
like you should.
You should.
It's so
Like,
weird.
all right, check it out.
These
Yeah.
pitched battles.
Pitched battles.
I mean, human history is fucking
Gettysburg.
wild.
Like, are you kidding me? You just stood there and shot each other.
Yeah.
That'd be like me getting 12 of my friends and you getting 12 of your friends, drawing a fucking line on the sand and say, okay, you can't cross the line. We just literally stand here and rock 'em, sock 'em until they drop.
Have you ever seen that, by the way? In like Russia, they have these like group fights, like where they all have MMA gloves. It's like 100 people and 100 people, and they start yelling at each other, and they meet in a field, and then they all fight, red and blue, and then I got to show you one of these. They all fight, and then, but it gets really gnarly when like there's
numbers,
20, when there's
yeah.
like 20
Can
reds
imagine.
and 3 blues, because then 20 reds are just gang beating the rest of these other people. It's this crazy thing, but that's, I think, part of our DNA in there somewhere is this group combat. I get my crew, you get your crew. Let's fucking figure it out. It's like what football is, but without all the rules, you know?
Well, yeah, because I think on even like a genetic DNA level that's in you, right? Like, I'm going to get my tribe. Mm-hmm. Oh, you're going to come over and rape, pillage, steal my food and women. I'm getting my tribe and I'm going to come fucking get your tribe.
Yeah.
Right? You feel maybe
that's what every tribe was. I mean, you even think of these, like, we think of the Lakota Indian now. It's like this really spiritual, people, fierce warriors. But man, they were jacking each other. Them and the Crows were just jacking each other constantly. Like that was part of the tribal life. There was plenty of room, plenty of buffalo, and they're fucking jacking each other left and right. And that's just the nature of things.
I'm gonna let you kill the buffalo, skin it, dry it, make the jerky, make the moccasins, make a couple robes, teepees. Then I'm gonna sit back and I'm like, let's ride, boys. We're coming there.
Yeah.
Fucking kill you, take all your shit, and bring your bitches with me.
Especially when you have a culture of bravery, too. They had this thing called counting coup, where every time they would do a brave act. So it wasn't just shoot somebody with an arrow, but a brave act, like a hand-to-hand kill or something like you saved your buddy. You would get, it's called counting coup, so it would be like your act of bravery, and then you would get an eagle feather for that you could put in your war bonnet. So they were constantly wearing, for all the ladies, like a visual representation of their bravery.
Look at me.
Yeah.
I feel like we do that today now.
Well, you're one of the few that get to do that, right? You get to actually go out there and fight
other people on a different level. I mean, I'm still, I'm a prize fighter, so I actually fight. But we parade our trophies for the women now, where it be big house, nice car, suit and tie.
Instagram numbers.
Bitch, I got 500,000. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, dog.
So it's like, I feel like
that's accurate. Actually, that's accurate for all you ladies out there. Yeah, it's 514,000.
There you go. So it's, I think we still parade and show off every chance you got. You want to get, you don't buy the Walmart tennis shoes.
No.
You buy the fucking nice ones because they look, they cost a little bit more, and everyone's like, "Oh, those are nice shoes. Where'd you get those?"
These are my special edition Vans.
You know what I mean?
They need the Vans off the shelf.
So
I hear you, man. We, little different context, but we're still the same people. It's still a little peacock in all of us.
Oh, everybody. I mean, because deep down inside, all you want to do is recreate and breed. And how do we do that? We have to attract the opposite sex.
Yep.
I want to be the biggest, puffed up. I want the prettiest duck out of the group, right?
Who doesn't?
So that's where that comes. I'm gonna show up in my lifted truck because I think it's fucking cool. Get off with my new Stetson and my cowboy boots. Come out, trying to, and that duck might not like that.
maybe that duck isn't into that.
You know what I'm saying? So, but I can't resort back to the old. I can't just go fuck you up and take your ducks because we don't have A1 on yet. God damn it.
Well, the world is lucky. All the people with ducks are lucky there isn't 811 because you'd have all the ducks.
Damn.
You'd have all the ducks. Donald, it's been a pleasure, man. We got to get you to the airport, brother.
You got it. Flying home. Back to training.
Much love, everybody. One of my favorite podcasts ever. Hope you enjoyed it. Peace.